When it comes to human beings, knowing the unknown can be a pretty scary subject to deal with, but at Curious Media, we are helpless. Today we have researched and that we found the most terrifying among the dozens of commonly unexplained phenomena. Hello mind-itching people. We hope you have liked, shared, and subscribed to our channel, Curious Media. Number 1. The Belmez Faces. It is common for walls or floors to deteriorate and develop odd shapes, and they can sometimes even resemble human faces. However, what occurred in the home of Maria Pereira, a Spanish woman who passed away in 2004, was far more than that. Maria claimed to have noticed a face that wasn't there before on her concrete floor. Soon additional faces emerged on her floor, all of which seemed to appear at random. According to legend, attempts were made to remove the faces by replacing the flooring, but each time a new floor was installed, the faces quickly reappeared. Since then, hundreds of individuals have visited the location to observe these faces and learned what might be prompting them to appear. According to a well-known legend, the home may have been constructed over an old cemetery, and the people whose faces appear are buried there. Numerous specialists have also asserted that her son Diego had drawn these faces as a joke on her. We can never be certain if it was something otherworldly or a long-lasting joke. By the way, are you checking your floor? Number 2. The Taos Hum. A mysterious local hum known as the Taos Hum resides there in this small, creative village of Taos in north-central New Mexico. Early in the 1990s, the hum appears to have first been noticed. The Taos Hum was studied by Joe Mullins, an emeritus professor at the University of New Mexico. According to a poll of the locals, 2% of the general population were hearers, or people who claimed to hear the hum. Sensitive equipment was installed in the houses of some hearers, measuring vibrations and sounds, but nothing remarkable was found. There are several standard explanations for this hum, including aliens, government experiments, and the usual. Our assumption is as good as everyone else until we discover a technique to recognize the sound. Number 3. Zhui's mystery fluid. The tomb of Zhui, along with the graves of her husband and a young man typically identified as her son, was discovered in 1968 by workers building an air raid shelter for a hospital close to Changsha. In January 1972, archaeologists started a sizable excavation of the location with the aid of more than 1,500 nearby high school students. During the Western Han Dynasty in ancient China, Zhui, or Lady Day, was the Marquise of Dai. Her tomb was discovered inside Mawangdi Hill in China 2,000 years after her death. Inside the tomb, alongside her body, archaeologists found many important documents and valuable documents, but it was Zhui's body that surprised them the most. The body of Zhui was extraordinarily well preserved within the casket in an unidentified fluid. Her muscles still permitted her arms and legs to flex at the joints, and her skin was velvety and wet. Small amounts of type A blood were discovered in her veins, and she still had all of her organs and blood vessels. She had hair on her head, and a wig was attached to the back of her head with a hair clasp. Her nose, hair, and eyelashes were still present, and she still had the skin on her face. Her finger and toe prints were visible, and the tympanic membrane of her left ear was still intact. It is unknown to scientists why specific circumstances prevented other corpses from being preserved in the same way that Zhui's body was. The mystery fluid still hasn't been figured out. Which of these phenomena has terrified you the most? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed it till the end, give it a thumbs up and share it. For more mind-itching stuff, subscribe to Curious Media.